Yo yo yo! Boykie, back at you once again. Now, as I mentioned, I recently got myself a kettlebell. So, once you get yourself a kettlebell, what do? You gotta start using the damn thing. I've decided to restrict myself to just the basics for now. Until I've mastered the basics, I'm just gonna stick to a few simple exercises. What you see now is just some circular swings. I don't know where I got this. I just thought of it when I woke up. I just thought, let me just do some circular swings. I'm not sure exactly what I'm working. It just felt like the thing to do before I started anything serious. Well, not that I was going to do anything serious. So I did one rotation clockwise, did another rotation anti-clockwise. I can't remember what count I went for. I think it was 30 reps on each side. I'm not sure. One of the things I was trying to do here was focus on retracting my shoulder into the socket, because what I found with the earlier reps is the kettlebell tended to pull my arm out of the socket. So I think that's got potential for damage. So I've been trying to focus and make sure I keep the circular swings controlled. This was more or less the main part of the kettlebell exercises. I'm hoping I'll be able to do these every morning. It's kind of like one of the first things I'll do when I get up. So the idea I have in my head is to wake up, go down, do a few joint rotations just to loosen up the joints, and then do some kettlebell work to warm up the body, and then follow that up with some dynamic swings. Or do the dynamic swings first. I'm still working on it. It's currently a work in progress. So the kettlebell swing, one of the basics of kettlebell exercises, it's one of the most basic. Basically, I was focusing on sitting back and swinging from the hip. So most of the power generated was coming from my hips. I actually lost count on the number of reps I did on this one. I think for the first set I did 20 reps, and then the second set I did 40 reps. Don't know why, I just lost count somehow. And the third set I think I did another 20 reps, so that was almost 80 reps. What that tells me is perhaps 100 reps a day would be a good goal to aim for. I'll wait and see how I feel, over the next couple of days. It might just be too taxing and hasn't yet shown, because it's still a relatively fresh exercise. So there we are. That's set 2. The last time I tried this exercise, I actually did kind of slightly pull my left shoulder, so there's a bit of an ache when I do that. So this time around I was focusing on trying to make sure I kept as much control over my arms as I could. So the hips should be doing all the work, they thrust the kettlebell up, and in the arms I just simply catching and guiding it back down. It really did work the glutes, I must say. They were burning at this point. So that sorry, that was the second set done, and on to the final set of the morning. I really could dig doing these every morning. It's kind of like a nice, good wake-up exercise. We'll see over the next coming days how tired I feel and how much it actually exhausts my body. But I was going to mention there's a whole lot of other activities other than this, because on this particular day I've got my bench press day and I've got karate later, and usually after karate I do sometimes consider going for another gym session, so we'll see. Yep, and that was the last of the kettlebell swings. There I moved to some shoulder presses. Wasn't an issue on the right hand side, it's quite easy actually. But on the left hand side, I had two problems. One was coordination. I wasn't as well coordinated as I was on the right hand side. And two, the pain that I had from the previous time when I mentioned it was kind of it was a feeling like the kettlebell had pulled the arm out of my socket, so there was a bit of tenderness in my shoulder. So when I tried to do my presses, I could actually feel that. So I had to be very controlled when doing them. I should also point out, at about this point the phone was running out of battery power, so it died before, well, it died at the end of this set. But after this I did windmills as well, and with windmills you have to actually hold the overhead, you have to hold the kettlebell overhead, and I could feel in my left shoulder that something just wasn't right. So the left shoulder for me is something I'll need to keep a closer eye on. Anyway, that was my wake up routine. The first routine I do when I wake up. I'm still deciding whether it's going to be a regular part of my day. We'll see. But it left me feeling nice and warmed up for the day. So this is Boykie, over and out.